Also, let me know when you're ready.
Portland tried.
Oh, you did?
Yo. Hey.
Oh, I didn't know that. My bad. Okay. Oh, all right.
All right, so I'll repeat it as a question. Should we legalize crack?
Yeah, should we legalize crack?
Portland tried, and then they're like, nah, our bad.
Hey, either legalize it or don't, but I'm still doing it.
Kurt, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, Kurt.
Yeah.
Metzger, everybody. The great Kerp. Thanks for coming back.
I did 2. This is second sunglasses-based podcast.
Really? This actually isn't even based on sunglasses.
I just came in. I know I had sunglasses because it's a nice sunny day out. But
exactly.
I didn't know I just judged some guy's podcast.
Yeah, that's the vibe.
They made me put them on. They provided them in the studio.
Oh, really?
And
that's nice.
But it did make it better.
Yeah,
I think if you don't see my googly eyes looking at you, it helps a lot. You know?
Yeah, they say that that's the window to the soul.
Yeah, it's like a Muppet show if you look in my eyes.
Well, you are a character. If I can say that.
Oh, and I got my Operation Timber Sycamore shirt a fan sent me.
What's that?
I want to start a charity called Shirts for Kurt, and you send me shirts.
Shirts for Kurt.
Or something that I'll figure out. Shirts for Kurt's. Because
like they just send you.
I need
Kurt shirts.
The Hannibal directive, like in like some kind of cool, like it's a band.
Yeah.
Okay, I need that. That's the next shirt I need. You know what the Hannibal directive is?
No, is that a band?
Well, I'm going to tell people it is when they ask. But no, that is in Israel. If they get taken hostage, the IDF has orders to kill the Israeli hostage because they don't want to deal with the hassle of you being a hostage. So I don't know if you know about October, whatever day it was.
7th?
Yeah, remember all the blown up cars and all that shit?
Well, you mean the Hamas attack?
Yeah.
October
You think
7th.
Hamas blew up all them cars with hang glider weaponry? No, they issued the Hannibal. Oh, here we go.
Oh, wow. Okay.
By the way, the Hannibal directive is used on civilians, 100%. And anyway,
wait a minute. So
the order was given. You know, a lot of people are interested in the military anyway because they had a draft, but that's how there was so many casualties because they were there going in there to get hostage. The reason they were doing that, by the way, besides, you know, that's what Bibi wanted. He like 9/11'd his own country basically.
Right, he knew about it.
Of course, he paid them. I mean, a bunch of people now are gonna pretend like he didn't, but dude, I already lived through one where we all pretended to not notice I didn't pretend. I didn't notice the things that were wrong with the story.
You actually didn't know. You weren't aware.
I wasn't gonna hear it neither. By the way, like honestly, guys, this only brought up Tower 7 to me. I don't know. I'm like, what? I didn't even know there was 3 buildings that collapsed. Do you understand that? I lived in New York.
Hey, you didn't know that?
Maybe I did it. I'm like, what? Shut up. Like you tell me about it. Dude, shut up. We were all racially united in the city of New York.
Yeah.
Dude, we're going to blow up some toilet paper hat people.
Exactly, right.
And I mean, like that, dude. And just so like, yeah.
And was that the first conspiracy, like the 9/11? Was that the first thing that kind of opened your mind to go, oh, really?
No.
What was it?
It didn't open my mind to shit.
The conspiracy?
No, I was like, let's go fucking blow up some people.
Right. Oh, no, I mean, when you actually found out the truth behind 9/11 and that narrative.
Listen, conspiracy is not like the world of magic, okay? It's either you did a crime or not.
Right.
The way everybody says that shit is so dumb, but I don't even know how to, like I say it every time, I'm like, what the fuck do you mean?
Well,
I'm not a conspiracy guy. I have to be on a news show. So because, you know, by the way, all that shit I just said is just normal land news that's not from space.
It's not conspiracy at all. It's facts, right? But people try to label it as conspiracy to,
I'll tell you anything, but I don't give a shit. Like, I'm not a researcher, and
but you do a lot of reading.
Yeah,
you got to do your own research.
I mean, it's not. I want to make this clear. It's no. Anybody could do the same. You know, whatever you could read in 15 minutes, taking a shit amount of research.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can't stress enough. People are literally just fucking like dumbed down to retardation now. So, like I told them dudes about on the other sunglasses show. Do you know those guys? Are you their cousins?
Tre's adopted, obviously.
You guys. Yeah, you got.
We're starting a sunglass revolt. Every podcast you do from now on, you have to have sunglasses.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
and Tim Dillon.
To guard the well, Tim always just wore sunglasses and he wore like those big
Right.
the guy that plans Ocean 11 but doesn't go along. He has like
yeah.
those Elliot Goulds.
The brains.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like no one's ever knocked over a casino before.
That was a good Tim Dillon.
You know?
was really
no,
great.
that's not Tim. That's
Yeah.
the guy. That's the
Yeah.
Who's the guy? I can't remember his fucking name.
But
Anyway,
back to conspiracy.
anyway,
So the
no.
9/11.
Oh, no, 9/11 was because just now, how many years later now? Like 24 years later or whatever. I'm like, oh wait, there was a third building in that.
Right.
So I don't know if you call that opening your eyes. Can you? That's kind
Well,
of like
you were
Technically.
aware.
that's kind of like suddenly realizing your own smell after many years of poor hygiene.
But there was
Hey,
like,
wait, do I stink? It was like that.
it was immediately after that there were conspiracy theories, right? Like, how long did it take?
Oh well, Alex Jones called everything ahead of time. By
Yeah.
the way, again,
That guy was right
of course,
about
yeah.
a lot of stuff.
He has a better hit rate than any respected legacy.
Except for that one thing, you're right. It's pretty
And that one thing, he didn't say it. People called in with that,
right.
so he like platformed it.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you look into what happened with that, I'm on his side. Fuck them. And also, his final settlement he owed is something in like the trillions.
His what?
Like he owes like $1 trillion or some crazy shit. I thought it was just like $1 billion, but I'm looking at him like, wait, $2 trillion. It's like they sued him for the amount of money that we lost track of a couple of times in my lifetime.
Oh, you mean
Where we can't
the
account for
Pentagon?
$2 trillion.
The
I think they're
Pentagon?
trying. So that is such an abuse of tort reform.
Right.
Like really, you think that's a good judgment? $1 billion. The people that, I mean, I can't think of any other crimes by somebody or screw ups where someone had a judgment like that.
Right.
Like what about when they made up, the weapons mass destruction, which if you want to say a conspiracy, that one didn't turn out didn't really pan out too good.
What was the first thing, piece of information that you can remember that affected you in a way where it changed your reality?
Oh, I'll tell you one. Okay, when I was, it's like 2015. I want to say 2015, but like I don't know, I was watching something. I was like, "Hey, are we still in Iraq?" I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
I had to like Google it.
Yeah.
So I was like, "That's a weird." Did I leave the oven on? That is straight. And I was like, I look up like, oh, what do you know?
Yeah,
Hey, how about that? And I didn't know, so I had not paid attention to it. As a guy that was in New York at 9/11, I remember its city smelled like fucking P. Diddy's ass rape mansion.
Yeah.
And there was all these
Allegedly.
There's all these people. No, I'd smell, dude. The smell of it just smelled like, is that like burning body? What is that?
Yeah.
And then there'd be all these posters up of missing people, which were like pretty sad because you know that you're not going to find them.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? They escaped and they're like, I'm not going to call home.
Well, you're breathing them in the air currently.
Well, I had I had a roommate that went right after I was supposed to start a job selling spa tickets to girls in college. You know, those street team guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm one of the worst of those. I'm not good at that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd love to see you selling that.
That's how I met Louis J. Gomez. Was at a job like that, and he was like great at. He was fat, had a cowboy hat, and
Yeah.
He was fat.
back then is before I went around to shades.
Yeah.
This was
We were just-
pre-shades,
yeah.
Eric. It's
If
not-
I had known the shades, anyway.
9/11 changed everything.
But 9/11 changed a lot of things. I was supposed to start a job, and then I woke up, and I was like, "Shit, am I late?" And I went on the roof. I got a picture of it
Oh, really?
of me on the fucking roof.
Yeah. Let's
Holy
see it.
shit!
You took a selfie with the rubble?
No, they didn't have that back then. A selfie? What are you talking about?
No.
Just
There
a
was no
picture.
such thing as selfies
Oh,
at 9/11 times.
Oh, you could have been the first.
Yeah, like selfie. That's a newer thing.
No, everybody said, "Oh, you take a selfie." How would I have taken a selfie?
Well, they
Yeah,
didn't
I
have-
used my futuristic Israeli technology to report home.
Yeah. Well, they have that. Netanyahu, they've got a lot of stuff going. I'm sure time travel, if he's not able to do it, he's got access to it because
Did you think that Bibi Netanyahu as a time traveler?
I know Trump is a time traveler, right, or something.
Yeah.
Maybe his son, right? Yeah, you've heard of that, where the whole his connection with what was it Tesla?
His uncle. Oh, you talking about his uncle? Sorry, I'm trying to find this 9/11
no
photo
problem.
to really, but yeah, John Trump or something.
Yeah, John Trump. Yeah, you heard about this? This
No,
guy
what?
is crazy. John Trump was the guy that I guess when Nikola, is that his name? How do you say it?
Nikola
He's the
Tesla.
guy in charge of
Nikola?
Tesla shit that pulled it all out, and so he's the last person ever handled. I still don't understand that Tesla story, and I haven't like really dug into it ever. I know like they grabbed a bunch of stuff and no one's ever seen it again, right?
Yep, that's
Is
pretty
that the
much
story?
it. That's the story, and they're saying that a lot of that stuff, the military just has that.
I mean, that's a
technology
very
now.
strange. That's a very strange thing.
It is, and Trump, it's like he's connected directly to Tesla, and then cut to Elon.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's
I don't
like
like how
a
those
weird-
pieces are falling into place. Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Elon's
I
a
don't
wild
understand. I don't understand. I know like every dipshit. This is the thing that blows me away is like people I know that are like smart NPR type people.
boy. Yeah,
They'll think like Elon's secretly running the show. Like, are you stupid? You think Elon's in charge of Trump? Are you fucking stupid?
right.
How would you ever? These nerds. If you saw the film Barbenheimer,
Yeah. Classic.
these nerds are not in charge of shit. Okay.
No, so Elon's what is he like, the fall guy, or he's
They just look. Nobody's gonna fucking be put in those positions unless they've been vetted somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Because these are security things. Okay,
Right.
here.
So wait, who is John Trump?
His
Trump's
uncle,
That's his uncle. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
who
was
like
working
worked at the
for-
FBI or some shit.
All right.
somehow or another, and the theory is that Tesla had discovered time travel and a lot of among other things like
okay.
also he discovered a way to control and manipulate the weather.
Hey, I heard he discovered a way to grow your cock out. Who the fuck?
Really?
No. I mean, like, how do you fuck it? The bottom line is they took this shit, so that's you get to sit here like a jerk off speculating.
Yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
The thing that bugs me is like, why should I even have to make guesses at silly fucking conspiracy? Why should you even have to guess?
Yeah.
It's fucking outrageous.
The
And
only
people are gonna
reason
just
it's
take it forever. They're gonna forever go.
Yeah.
There's some things I'm not supposed to know. Like a bitch that gets cheated on. That's what America is. They have to keep some things. I'm not allowed to ask about their business.
Yeah. Well, but I think the book is really what makes that whole Trump time travel thing. You know, the last president or whatever the hell.
Yeah, and I still haven't read it. So I first looked up what it was about, and I'm like, oh, it's really not that similar as people are saying. But then somebody goes, no, but you got to look at it. And
No,
read it.
it's just, I mean, the fact that it stars a guy named Don or I think Barron Trump, and his mentor is
Well, maybe he named
Don.
his son after his favorite book.
Yeah, there's a lot of coincidences, but there is. I'm
His
not,
giant son.
but they definitely have technology that we don't. That they're
Who
not
does?
telling us. The Jews. No, and well, Netanyahu.
Yeah, I don't
government.
think that. I don't know. People think Israel's the ultimate king of all the. No, it isn't. What are you talking about?
Well, they do control our policy, Israel.
They just have some dirt on a few of our satanic pedivores.
Oh, no big deal.
Oh,
No
nothing.
big deal.
I don't think they have. I feel like I saw somebody say like he thought they were blackmailing Trump. I don't think they have stuff like that on Trump. I don't. That P tape,
Yeah.
by the way, which was made up, I wouldn't have given a shit if it was real.
Well,
Who
that's
would
silly.
care?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's.
You telling me he went to a party and saw?
Yeah.
It's not even they peed on him.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking? Why would you even pay a guy that much money to pay a guy to make that up? Because it's the lamest shit I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's all they had. It's kind of, you could tell that there was. It's like, if that's what you're going after this guy for. Like, I remember they impeached him over the phone call that he had, which is like,
Where the best thing he did during his first term of holding up weapons to Ukraine.
right.
That's why he got impeached, because
Yep.
he held up
Yeah.
sending your fucking money to fucking Ukraine. Oh, and then by the way, half the people I know, well, most people don't even give a shit about the Ukraine. By the way, that's the Ukraine. It's
Is
not-
it the Ukraine?
Yes,
Or-
it's been. And I used to be like, joke like, I just found out it was called Ukraine just now. You know why I just found that out? Because that's some PR shit. It was always the Ukraine. It's called the Borderlands.
Oh wow.
It's not even a fucking country. And so, you trying to do Israel shit with Ukraine? Go fuck yourself, bitch. Israel's our first wife. You're a side piece.
Yeah. Well, it is weird.
We're getting back with our first wife. You fucking. It was fun, bitch. Go.
You knew what this was.
Go. You knew what this was. The Ukraine. It's like a thought. It's not even a country.
Yeah.
That hoe over there.
It's an idea.
We were fucked up at the time.
Dude, I don't. When people get huffy about Ukraine, I don't believe them unless they just came over from Ukraine to avoid getting stuffed in a van and sent to the front line.
Right. Yeah.
A clown car.
One guy knows, like, yeah, it's good to see good guys winning. I'm like, the good guys winning? I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about.
Who's the good guys?
Who's winning?
Yeah. What do they win? What's the
The
prize?
good guys. I just like.
Well, we're America. We're the good guys, right?
Yeah.
And we got to go and we got to
I guess.
invade people, and we got to get there.
Oh wait, did it go up? Oh yeah.
We got to get there.
So for Derp with Curb, I did record 8 episodes of this in LA, but it fell through. But I had these after Outburst, I would have these "We'll be right backs," and I used my 911. I was told that we
Holy
wouldn't be
shit.
able to use this. All right, go ahead. Play that again.
Wait, play.
Wow.
By the way, I've shown that photo to people, and they go, "Oh, you took a selfie?" I'm like, both of my arms are. How did I? Yeah, I took a fucking psychic selfie.
Yeah. Selfie's just a term for picture now.
Yeah, it's just that's correct. But so, but Netanyahu. So in this.
You better take that down, by the way, because it will get you flagged.
Oh really? Well,
By the way-
we don't have to play this with you. We'll
I mean, you
We
should
won't
play
show
it at
that.
some point, but bury it in the thing.
yeah.
We can put it at the end of the ep or something.
Oh, by the way, that's not weird or anything, right? That you're not allowed to look at a picture of the buildings.
Yeah, what the...
Yeah,
Or you're
what
not
is
allowed
that?
to see the history that happened. What are you talking? So the only explosions of history you're allowed to look at are from World War II forever.
Yeah.
You're
Why
gonna sit
is
there
it?
like an old man because that's the program. Is you sit there and relive. Remember the last war we won? That one, World War II. Remember all the other ones we have not won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why. Let's just talk about that one supposed win. That I'm starting to wonder if we did win it, because the sheer volume of Nazis that came over and seemed to have run everything. That's why Israel is doing a blackmail thing, and that's why Israel bombed USS Liberty, and that's why they're really not our friends, because they probably know we brought all those Nazis here and also sponsored the Nazis and were invented eugenics and what. But Israel's also into that, so that's cool. I see how we get along.
That's the thing is, how do they? I guess you go from
DNA tests are illegal there.
In Israel?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Why isn't that an odd thing? Why would that be necessary?
Why would that be necessary? Wait,
I don't know.
if
I'm
you-
not going to speculate. I'm not going into conspiracy with it.
Yeah, hold on. Wait,
Probably
I
nothing
gotta
there.
get the shades on.
Yeah.
What is up with not being able?
You know
to,
why? Because Netanyahu's real name is Wilkonski. That's why. Again, I don't give a
Wilkonski,
shit.
what does that mean?
His name? He's a Polish guy from, and Polish like he's American.
So you're saying that they have the people that are in that area have no DNA?
Well, no,
connection.
a bunch of people have a DNA connection, but look, all the cover-up shit. Again, I'm like Israel can exist. You know, does Israel have a right to exist?
Of course.
It does exist. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So,
You have to allow it.
and I'm not proposing any kind of peace. People get weighed into like, well, you have to return to the border. I'm not getting into any of that. I just know the carpet bombing civilians in an enclosed area is a crime, according to concentration camps and
Yeah.
I don't call it a genocide. Okay, understand that.
Right.
But the Nuremberg laws do.
Exactly.
Those are laws they made because that Holocaust, the thing that did happen, I know it did because I was Jehovah's Witness and they were in it too. You know
Right.
that?
So it did. Okay, we can agree that the Holocaust happened.
You got to take a Jew's word for it. There were other people that saw the whole fucking thing.
Okay, good. That's good to know.
They witnessed it, if you will.
But
Wow.
the whole thing about our relationship with Israel is just so strange because we see these things going on, like when they carpet bomb refugee camps, and then when our politicians come out
Well, we do that too, so we don't want to be hypocritical. And also, Trump
Right.
cut some deal when they were trying to get him with all that fake shit. I don't even want to. I'm thinking of all the people I knew who told me the walls were closing in.
Yeah.
With
There's
it,
like
which
a
is from the
4-hour.
TV.
Uh-huh.
Are they closing in?
Yeah.
And then people have just never been right about anything. Unbelievable. We're still.
People, you mean like the mainstream media?
I don't just mean Bill Burr. If that's what you're going to attack Bill, why don't you cut him some slack? He found out Billy Pumpkins is his fucking brother.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, it's
brother.
pretty
That
wild.
was a
Yo,
weird
do you like
thing.
Smashing Pumpkins? Bill Pumpkins and Bill Burr's dad.
That is crazy. His dad
That's
was
wild.
churning them out, man. But Bill Burr, I guess he's like kind of. They say that he's woke now. But I think he's just a guy that's like evolving. You know, people are mad. Like he called Elon a Nazi, which is like, I get it. He did the whole that movement is
Yeah.
an odd thing to do.
What, the most natural movement for the human body?
Yeah, it's like
I don't think it's weird. Doing it
okay.
twice is weird for sure.
I want to just point out, but Bill, I've seen Bill be right about a ton of shit, and him on Bill Maher, he did great trash in Bill Maher. So
yeah, it's amazing.
everybody can feel they want to feel about whatever, but the idea, somebody asking me about conspiracies, and then they're like, "Do you think he did a secret Sig Heil in front of everyone?" And you're gonna you're gonna get to the bottom. Yeah, I'm sure that's what he did.
Yeah.
It's about on the level of stupid as the Chinese spy balloon.
Right, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
remember that? And every jerk off says it.
Yeah,
It was not a spy balloon,
right.
right? And I know because it was a fucking balloon.
Yeah.
That's not how they do it, assholes.
That'd be kind of weird. That's the technology.
Balloon
they use.
spying they do.
That's
And
where
every
we're at.
fucking jerk off will still like if they even know about it, which they don't.
People just recite these things, and the conspiracy. You're right, because it's like a lot of liberals, a lot of
Yeah, I bet
Democrats.
Elon snuck in. I bet. I want to just point this out, and I know Bill doesn't
Yes.
know this.
Right.
Okay. Look, a lot of times people don't have all the information. So what are you going to make good calls because you don't know? But hey, brain dead everybody. Not Bill. Everybody.
Yeah.
We've been giving all. I don't know. It's $300 billion we know of, but you can go ahead and double that by my estimation. We gave to real Nazis from World War II in fucking Ukraine for 3 years.
Whoa.
So shut the fuck up about Sig Heils. Maybe he was just supporting Ukraine. Fucktard. So then I hear like, this is how retarded America is. There's a fight. Is Bill woke now because he called out this other retard theory? Assholes, your money goes to Nazis. You dumb shit. Yo, put up, nobody remembers this, but I bring it up whenever I can. Jon Stewart hung a medal on a Nazi at fucking Disney World.
Oh yeah.
He did. Well,
Hey,
but John,
I wish Bill was here. I'm like, Bill, look at this. And I want you to tell me if you can let that retard theory go.
Yeah.
That you didn't invent, but every dumb shit who can't understand why President Wendy Williams wasn't elected over Trump.
yeah.
Oh, why didn't we go with Wendy Williams? She ran you know how many people said she ran a great campaign to me?
Wendy Williams.
Oh, Kamala Harris.
Kamala, yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I could think of 5. So
They said that to you?
it sounds like no. There's because the natural response is they didn't say the actual thing from the TV. Right? Yeah, no, they did. Well, she ran a great campaign.
They were, yeah.
I go, you know what? Yeah, you got to give her that. She managed to get every Diddy party suspect in one place, and it only cost $1 billion.
To lose.
It was only the most expensive loss in the history of campaigning.
Wow.
But other than that, I mean, that's pretty great.
At least she went on Call Your
Oh,
Daddy.
and she went on Hawk to his mom's podcast.
Yeah. Well, where do
But
you
not her set. She spent the money to rebuild a replica of the set because she can't talk without supervision. Yeah, what a great campaign.
A great campaign. She
Didn't
said
you
no to
get Elon
Joe.
Sig Heiled?
Yeah.
Okay, right there, the gray zone. See that guy in bed with the Mickey Mouse? No. Look. Go down. There you go. Click it. Oh, look at that little Make-A-Wish. Go to the website. So I want somebody will send this to Bill Burr, right? Like, hey, Elon
Yeah, I'll
should
send
Sig
it.
Heil if he's against Putin, Bill. Now here's Jon Stewart. Now Jon Stewart had recently on Colbert Show said that COVID came from a lab.
That's right.
You know that racist thing?
Mm-hmm.
Remember how racist that was?
Yeah.
You would get deplatformed. if
We
you said
can't
that.
stop Asian hate, okay? Number one, stop Asian hate,
That's enough. Yeah.
okay?
Mhm.
Saying Kung Flu is Asian hate. Not saying Chinese spy balloon for no reason, though. That's fine.
Yeah.
They really got to pick a side with that one because are we going to war with China or not? If we are going to war, get all them old Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny versus the Japanese cartoons. Just say the Chinese. Nobody knows. Bill ain't going to know.
Well, no. Yeah, Bill is I think he even admits himself that he doesn't have all the information. He's speaking, I think, loosely off the cuff.
Well, but, okay, like I say, Bill with Bill Maher, Bill to Bill.
Bill to Bill.
Bill versus Bill.
Bill first.
Dude, watching Bill, because Bill Maher will be like, stay in your lane, or whatever he goes, what do you know about it?
Yeah,
And because Bill was dead right.
Yeah.
So go back to that article, though. Okay, so Jon Stewart and the Pentagon honor Ukrainian Nazi. Now scroll up. Scroll up. I just want to get these pictures. Oh, here he is now. They had the Warrior game. So I think, and I don't know if this is what it is, but I get a feeling that John had to make up for saying the truth on a Colbert show.
Oh, wow.
You know, because when he said he got so much shit for that on Colbert. Like all these rich liberals can't believe it that they've been on the side of the biggest retards in history.
Yeah.
Okay, the most programmed MK fucking fucktards I've ever fucking seen. Look at this guy though. See the black sun of Himmler's SS on his elbow. He's got some stuff like a Make-A-Wish Nazi. Look at him.
What did John think this was? Or you're saying this was his
punishment?
punishment?
Scroll up. You'll see. Well, scroll up. Yeah, he's on. Okay, right there. And now see, he covered it up to meet the Jon Stewart, which I thought was a real mitzvah.
Wow.
And, yeah. Now look at this ghoul behind Jon Stewart. He's at the.
Wow.
It's called the Warrior Games at Disney World. What do you guys do at Disney World? Shouldn't you be Shouldn't you be fighting? Shouldn't you be stuffed into a van and sent to the front lines?
Yeah. What does Disney have to?
The Department of the DoD Warrior Games. Yeah. So he'll do this bullshit here, dude. Huh. So this is probably why Israel blackmails us. Is my guess. We support real fucking Nazis. Mm-hmm. You know, in defense of Israel. We do that.
So they're like, so Netanyahu was like, hey, I can kill these Palestinians.
Yeah, Trump made a deal. We got the widow Adelson's money, and because they were going to bankrupt a member with those stupid judgments.
What?
Remember the E. Jean Carroll and the other?
Right. Yeah.
So because of that, he cut some deal where it's like, I'll let Israel do whatever Israel's craziest dreams are, they can have. Yeah. You want to fucking have some laws about speech here in America? Sure. You want to have the worst free speech violation in your lifetime, way worse than any woke shit? That thing they're doing with that guy, deporting him.
Oh yeah, because he has
What's the charges, motherfucker? What's the charges?
Yeah, can we pull that up the first link? Yeah, because
by the way,
this
Gray
guy,
Zone, very good news source.
Yes.
Aaron, Max Blumenthal, Aaron Mate, 2 Jews, by the way, who tell the truth. Okay,
that's
the only reason I know about any of this shit is from Jews telling me. I just want to get done with Trash and Bill's take on the Sig Heil.
Okay,
Bill.
Also, go to the other one. It's the other one. I sent you.
Yeah, like. So do you see the absurdity of we've been supporting? You saw what you saw in Canada when they saluted that Nazi, right? Mm-hmm. Did you guys see that?
No.
Go to Jimmy. Type in Jimmy Dore. No.
Jimmy Dore.
Canada Nazi. I don't know. Do the 7 Canadian Parliament skewer. Just do that one because they're gonna show. Somebody made that meme of the fucking toothless laughing guy. So that'll sum the story up pretty good, right? Yeah,
memes pretty much tell the story now. Like you can tell a whole story. You can win elections with memes.
Yeah, you say 3 words and no more. You know, build a wall, blah blah bloop.
Yeah,
bloop blah bleep. Bing bang boom, you're in. Now you're the fucking motherfucking president.
Twice.
I mean, like, what?
Kamala.
If you weren't smart enough to know that Kamala Harris should not ever be in charge of shit,
right?
If you're not smart enough to know that, I got news for you. You're not smart enough to pick out a secret Sig Heil. I don't know why I'm big in Bill Maher hands. You're not, okay? And I'm sorry.
Yeah, what's happening?
Bill Burr is not. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Billy's right about what he's right about, though. But
Yeah.
look, you have to understand he has a production company, and he's the last. He was the last of the working white men in Hollywood when I was living in L.A. As in, like, we're not bringing any more of these white guys except for Bill Burr.
He made it. He just made
Ginger's a disability. You
Yeah.
know, we know he's not a racist.
it. Ginger.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
say ginger.
All right,
That's
let's
their
see.
word.
Yeah, play that one, because this will just.
Jackson
sum it up.
Hinkle just got deplatformed from
Wait,
YouTube.
fast
Everybody
forward
check
there.
him out on Rumble and local.
Oh, go back.
Y el bañador.
Enjoy. He got kicked. By the way, Jackson got kicked off YouTube for telling
Jackson Hinkle got kicked.
exactly what happened
He's
to
such a
Jackson
prick.
Hinkle. And now let's see if I get kicked off for this. Let's watch.
Y me llama el cocinero. Risita, ¿eh?
So you got to read. Can you read it, Jackson? Can you see what he's
Yeah.
saying? Yeah? Okay. So you got to read it. It's very funny. Okay, here we go. Zelensky was visiting Canada. You can turn it up.
Por la paellera. Venga, que las 2 de la tarde ya están aquí. Mira el bañador. En las chanclas.
Oh, yeah.
Todo despeinado porque no me dio tiempo nada ponerme las chanclas y el bañador. Voy a la playa, había subido la marea. Tú, había subido la marea y encontré una paella. Y la encontré porque estaba la paellera agarrada. Metí entre las piedras del chipiote del paro. Y cuando entro en el restaurante me ve el cocinero con una paellera y adentro la vende paella. ¡No me vio dónde llega el agua! ¡Llegaba el agua hasta el
This guy's
restaurante!
great.
¡Y subía la marea!
This is so great. This
¡Hay que hacerlo!
This meme is
Con los dos tacos largos.
Okay, so that came later. Brandon, I'm texting you the actual link to the original one. I found it.
Who was that guy?
Oh, I don't know. But that guy is famous. That guy is fucking.
I just want to see if this is the right. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, wait. I'm going to tell you the timestamp because
I do want to talk about the immigrant,
who?
the guy
Mahmoud?
getting deported.
Well, he's a British soft power asset, so that's very strange.
The A1, or yeah, 1A. I'm sorry, you were right. Yeah.
Wait, why is it?
One former Ivy League student is currently the center of a fiery legal battle. That is Mahmoud Khalil, permanent legal resident and recent Columbia University graduate. He will be appearing in court today. Now, immigration officers arrested him last weekend. The Trump administration is trying to deport him. This is part of an administration initiative to crack down on what they consider Hamas-supporting protesters. But it's important to note, Khalil has not been charged with a crime.
There you go. So there's no crime.
That's it. So what's the?
So-
I don't understand.
So
Pause it.
Oh yeah, we don't watch this fucking dish. Remember the Columbia protests? So
Yeah.
I said this when on October. What's the date? I keep,
Seventh.
Dude, I keep confusing with the 6th for some reason. Oh, January 6th.
Yeah, you get your dates
yeah.
mixed up.
Two equally.
Too equal. Yeah.
Well,
Terrible days.
oh, yeah. So wait. Why am I even bringing this up? I'm blanking out now. Sorry. What were we just saying?
What were we talking about? The guy, the immigrant.
Oh, remember
Getting
Columbia
kicked out.
protests at Columbia
Columbia.
University?
Mm-hmm.
And they said, and so during this whole time, they were trying to make it that it's anti-Semitic to say genocide.
Exactly.
And
To critique
or
Israel.
somebody said, go back to Poland to someone, like that reporter, that old lady reporter said, go back to Poland, Helen Thomas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, she's old. She didn't know what she was saying and whatever. And that is stupid. We go back to Poland. Yeah, into the warm, welcoming arms of Poland. Anyway, that's not... Dude, so BLM, if you recall, the ADL was on the side of BLM.
Right.
who very forthcomingly said we support Hamas. And then all
But
these liberal dipshit like Ben and Jerry, not Ben and Jerry. They, I don't know. They just didn't listen to them. They're like, if people saying free Palestine, they're like, that's supporting Hamas. I don't know what you mean by support. Do you mean they they tweeted and they yelled, they made a sign?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, there's all these fake what do you call it? Like COINTELPRO shit that AIPAC and IDF and all them do in America nonstop. They do a bunch of false plant bullshit all the fucking time. And it's so much that I go, what do you first of all, just the Hannibal Directive. You telling me Israel keeps Jews safe? You got something called the Hannibal Directive?
Yeah, that's a little on the nose.
If America had that directive, I wouldn't be loyal to America. I'll tell you that flat fucking out. That they're going to shoot me instead of trying to get me. We never leave a man behind. You in here,
Right.
I mean, we do, but you don't say that shit like a psychopath.
You think it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
you
so this it almost reminds me of how people make excuses for France all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is Macron's wife a man? Well, okay, let's say Macron's wife is not a man. He was 14, by the way, not 15, not 16.
Right.
He was 14, and his 40-something-year-old teacher ran off with him, and instead of going to prison, they rule over France. So before we even get to a conspiracy,
Right. That's
what
the
is the
truth.
normal story? And then why is that story okay? Oh,
Yeah.
well,
French are
and I
weird.
quote, "Oh, it's France." How many times you heard that?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't
Yeah.
think that's a good excuse.
No, for pedophilia, I guess on the line. I don't know what the
I mean, it
ages
is
are.
France, so
Yeah, so I guess
Is that why you're giving them kids wine?
Yeah.
you got to liquor them up, man.
Maybe.
Jesus juice. But so Trump, how is he both on the side of freedom of speech, but then trying to kick this guy out for being at a protest?
They're justifying it with this McCarthy era law that it's a law they used back in the day to kick Holocaust survivor Jews who were communist sympathizers out of America.
Mm-hmm.
So they deported. That's the irony. It was used to deport Holocaust survivor Jews who were far left and supporting, and they're probably supporting communists. Not really,
Yeah.
They just were commies.
Yeah.
Which you're allowed to be a commie. You
Right.
have the freedom to do that. So the reason we have free speech is for people you don't like can talk.
Exactly.
And the idea, I compare it to the Douglas Murray, that cunt would hate this, but that's why I'm going to say it. It's just like the trans agenda, where it's like reality has to be warped in my favor, in what I want in my crazy head. It's actually not good for me, but in my crazy head, I think it's vital to my survival that you believe the craziness that's in my head also.
Yeah.
Right.
Zionism and that share a lot of characteristics, don't they?
Yeah. It's kind
Don't
of the
they?
same thing.
It's not the same thing, but I'm just saying I'm noticing the same elements of you're not going to tell me to unsee what I just saw, motherfucker.
Right.
You got a dick, you fucking ethnic cleanse some people in broad daylight. I can't unsee. I'm not debating for the audience or some dumb shit. You convince me I'm wrong. I don't want to be right about that.
Yeah. I see it with my eyes, but they are so used to being
Well,
able to.
so that the people that run those kind of operations, not just Israel, anywhere, they're very aware once you see it, you can't unsee it. They're extremely aware of that. They've studied human psychology for years. The dark arts, Norman Finkelstein calls it. He's totally right. The dark arts, that's intel, the intel coven. So they got to figure out how to make you never look, right? Even though it's in plain sight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying they're thinking like wizards, but they are. It is that.
It is kind of magic.
We just big pharma everything and make it not but it comes out of that tradition. That's where all this bullshit. That's what really all the secret societies are. It's like proto CIAs and other kind of intel agencies. They're all like the Freemasons and the things from a long time ago.
It's about control.
Or the Jesuit. They're just doing some shit in secret because the law shouldn't apply to me because I got when the reason they sell you superhero bullshit. Hey, sometimes I got to go above the law with my amazing powers. I have a responsibility. I have a responsibility to help those people.
Yeah.
And that's how they sell you. It's like a subconscious programming. Most of the superhero shit's out of the World War II propaganda, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then and also, it's not like you have to sit and have a plan to propagandize people. You're naturally going to reproduce it yourself. All the shit I like growing up, What do I have to draw from to make things? That. So the propaganda perpetuates itself.
If they get you when you're young.
They did get me when I was young, but the thing that, like, don't do your own research should be the point when everybody was like, "What the fuck did you just say to me?"
Don't read.
They said, and then I remember I hadn't seen Aziz in a while. Sorry, and we were talking, and he was doing, and I was like, "Oh," I remember he's doing sounds like, "Oh, that was good, that was fun." I was listening to jokes, and I'm like, "Oh, that was pretty good," and he goes, something about Aaron Rodgers, like, he's one of these guys that does his own research.
In a bad way.
Yeah, he's an athlete, dude.
He's one of these guys that reads.
He knows more about his fucking health of his body than your doctor does, fuckface. You don't know that?
Mm-hmm.
That's his moneymaker.
Mm-hmm.
So he knows about shit your doctor never even fucking heard of because he's a rich guy who has to think about how to keep himself in mechanical shape all day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And so that's the people that's why Rogan was right about it. All these guys that's why with those gender deforming drugs, they have been tested on bodybuilders for many years, taking hormones. So bodybuilders would do.
Yeah.
They take too much of one, and they got to take too much. They got to take estrogen to balance out because some crazy shit happens that your body will be like, oh, you must need tits now.
Yeah.
And then you got to like put estrogen. Like, no, there's plenty of tit juice in me. Don't make tits.
Yeah.
Like these guys are sitting here. That guy, more plates, more dates. I don't even know if he's like a chemist. That motherfucker knows the chemical breakdown of every compound you could use for bodybuilding. And he's probably tested them all on himself too over the years, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying, like, that thing of not doing your own research, that's the product of like a real, like, now it's upper middle class. It used to be just middle class in the 80s when America was great. When Bill Burr's father could not only support a family as a traveling musician, but a whole other family. You could have a wife and a kid, and you could have another wife on another state and another son named Bill. Back when America was great.
Yeah. And
Think about that, Bill. I think you should think about that. Your dad supported 2 families, 2 fucking families, on a traveling musician salary. That's what you could have back then. If you watch an 80s movie now, you're like, is this about rich people? No, that's middle class back then, dude.
Yeah.
The wealth inequality has gotten so bad. People say we're in like a second Gilded Age. It might be even
What
worse.
people? Tell me their names.
Bill Maher.
We're in a second Gilded Age. I was off from hanging out with Kyle. Just breaks into Bill Maher. You know what this is?
The secondhand Bill Maher.
A second Gilded Age. Kyle does him so good. Kyle does him so good that his impression will be like the Jay Moore Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
Where he starts just doing that impression.
Oh yeah. No.
I wonder if Bill hates him.
He probably does, right? I mean, he doesn't seem like a chill guy, Bill. But
I bet you get a couple of drinks in at Club Randa, maybe a fat blunt.
Yeah, that club.
Some trans wiener. I bet he.
Whoa, yeah.
Some black trans wiener. I bet he I bet he gets real relaxed.
Well, who's not into that, really? Honestly.
I'm trying to think of a single human being, and I can't think of it.
I know all of us.
Brandon?
Yeah. No, what do you think of the critique that unelected billionaires have too much?
Okay, you love elections now? They have to install the worst candidate that ever lived, and you had a senile guy. You could have had a Democratic vote, and you don't have to blame Clooney for writing a riveting op-ed that made Biden drop out. Biden only dropped out because Clooney.
It's Clooney's fault.
Yeah.
George Clooney did this.
Yeah, I think, right. And they're like, no shit, he's unelected. He's appointed. The president's elected. Right. Then he appoints a guy to do stuff. Did everybody forget that's how that works? Really?
Yeah.
Well, no, how does that happen that someone could... Well, I'll tell you how it happens. It's a fucking buzz phrase. He's an unelected billionaire. You stupid fucks. Most of the fucking... now you don't like the deep state.
Right.
This doesn't even count as that because he's not in secret. He's right there, appointed to do the thing. And this is what's extra fucking stupid. If you know anybody that said he's unelected, please tell him me, Kurt Metzger, this guy, with these sunglasses. What a fucking moron you are. Because guess what? All the cuts, yeah, they're fun to laugh at. The woke cuts to the Guatemalan trans dog surgery.
Yeah.
It's nothing. As soon as I hear them reading, I'm like, okay, good. USAID had to go 100%. Department of Education has to go, but they're not going. Because guess what? That CR bill that they're going to pass, that Trump tried to threaten to primary Thomas Massie, probably the only good one in Congress. Okay?
Yeah. Right.
All that shit doesn't mean anything because they're passing a continuing resolution to still fund all of it. And not only that, the military, it's going up by $6 billion for the military. So none of the cuts are real. All it is those fucking departments are going away, right?
Right.
Which they never should have been a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, DEI should have never been a thing. Equity and equality are not the same thing. You fucking more. Anyway, I don't even know who I'm talking to. I'm not talking to Bill with that. I don't think he's that. But
just in general, though, like,
oh, these motherfuckers. I didn't make up these stupid fucking words, okay?
Yeah.
Like woke and platforming.
Yeah.
And then they do this gaslight shit where they go, oh, what do you I'm so sick of hearing about woke. Oh, are you? Me too. Oh, you're sick of it. I don't know why I made that word up and inflicted it on everyone for many years.
Yeah. It's
You know why? Because it's settled science to them. And so the whole gaslighting is, oh, it's boring to even talk about. This is just how it is now.
Yeah.
This is just how it is. Move on. Fuck you. October 7th killed woke. Hamas is what really killed woke.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, woke. It was Hamas. Because that's the day, like, the ADL, who, by the way, the ADL signed off on that Nazi that Jon Stewart hung the medal on.
Right.
They go, it's okay, Azov aren't Nazis anymore. So that's why everybody suddenly, like, your regular people probably never knew how any of this shit works. They don't watch shit. But the people that are journalist level smart, because all these assholes were all reporting how Ukraine's filled with Nazis until, like, all of a sudden the war started and they stopped.
Yeah.
All of a sudden they stopped. The Tiki Torch times, remember that? With Charlottesville?
Yeah.
That bloody day.
Yeah. Yeah.
The October 7th of fucking...
How many people died that day?
The day when Trump said there's good people on both sides, and then they pretend...
Now, that's where he crossed the line.
Well, he didn't say that. And it's you could easily go verify what he said.
Yes.
And to this day, someone will go, he said good people on both sides. Yes, the first sentence he said was, now I'm obviously not talking about Nazis.
Well, they clipped that out.
And then they clip it out.
Yeah.
Now, if you just see that,
Right.
you should be like, why are they doing this? But most fucktards, and I just like
That's
me,
a legal term.
Yeah, just like me at 9/11, I'm like, yeah, well, you gotta make example for the other. That moron. That's how I thought, like a fucking moron. Okay,
Right.
that's the America. So they gotta like turn your America to different targets, right? Your America of like, yeah, go, man, fuck him, whatever. I don't like him.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew he. I'm glad that he trafficked children because I don't like the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tragic, but thank God that horrible crime took place. This guy I don't like.
Yeah.
Who I didn't even know existed before you told me about it.
Yeah, like, that's America thinking, right?
Yeah.
You're supposed to jump down the person you don't like. So, I mean, whatever. It's such obvious fucking control tactics, and it works beautifully. And then, even if you're going to think your way through that crap, you're supposed to do like, oh, but what about my career, my family? I got to think of them. I just want to keep my... I'm pretty fucking relentless when I start locking in on someone and tell them what I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fucking relentless.
Yeah, you're really October 7th.
I Hannibal directive people. I try to pin it on a fucking Arab after I get done. After I get done shit hammering them. I go, we've got to deport this guy from Colombia.
Yeah, get him out of here.
We will never forgive them for forcing us to kill their children. That's a quote.
What?
Yeah. See, this is how stupid Now, Bill knew about this before I did, I'm sure, because he was one of the first people to mention to me that things maybe were, like, not that cool with how they handle shit over there. The Golda Meir quote, she's the first prime minister, she goes, we can forgive them or something.
Golden who?
Golda Meir.
Golda.
Yeah. The quote, but this quote is, okay. And I have people, like, talking to me. Hold on. I'll show it to you, dude. when I saw it, I'm like, what the? I don't know why I noticed it now. I must have seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here, I'll show you the quote, and you could tell me if it seems, I don't know.
What's his quote? Yeah.
Here we go.
Is that it?
Oh, is this it?
Yeah.
When peace comes?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. You got it?
We can forgive them for killing our children. We cannot forgive them for forcing us to kill their children. We will only have peace with them when they love their children more than they hate us. And this was from, I think, the ADL, actually.
Really?
Quote. Yeah.
Wow.
Join us. Yeah, this is an Israel. So I don't know who's. Yeah. Okay. So let me just see if I can understand what you're saying. It's their fault for making you kill their kids, and also they owe you an apology, and also you don't forgive them, and they really need to let go of their hate. Why'd you make me kill your kids? I'll never forgive you. You made me do that.
That's sound logic. But that's the thing is like,
See, they've never run more true. You can't forgive them for, you can't forgive people from preventing you from killing their children. That's why that guy's getting deported. You can't, like,
he is, but
they don't want to kill their kids. Are you shitting me? They just had a riot because because they just grab boys off the street, and IDF guards rape them a lot. Yeah, and they just had a protest for the guards being punished because they think they should be. The level of hatred is batshit.
Damn.
Like I said, I don't argue about any of the fucking borders or any of that. You're missing a point. Well, I mean, it's done now. They did it. So, hey,
yeah.
You know what? And I don't want anybody to think I'm like, by all means, you should be able to. You should carpet bomb a concentration camp that you ran for 20 years.
You should be able to
because
do that.
A group that your prime minister, Bibi Netanyahu, this is an established fact, supported them on purpose because they don't want a two-state solution and they wanted to, like the PLO doesn't like Hamas.
Right.
The Democrat strategy of funding crazy MAGA candidates because the ideas are so objectionable and they openly said this. Okay, that was a strategy.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what they're doing with Hamas. So you supported Hamas, asshole. I gave up on Hamas back in 2006 myself. I go, these guys are not a partner in peace. Not Bibi. This motherfucker is using gutter. That's how you pronounce Qatar, gutter.
Really? Gutter? Wow.
Okay.
He sends money through gutter.
So this guy's like a war criminal or something.
I don't know. How come every time a 9/11 happens, Bibi's always on the clock? Isn't that weird? Hey, and now that my Timber Sycamore shirt, this is Obama's operation that put Al-Qaeda in the end in charge of Syria now. You know how Al-Qaeda runs Syria?
Right. Oh, he did that. Obama did that.
That's Obama's operation, Timber Sycamore.
Oh, that's what that is.
So we've been So, look, hey, do all that shit, by the way. You think I'm against doing those murder? I'm not.
You're not against it.
I just say, tell me you're a gangster. Let me in on don't tell me this rah-rah freedom shit.
Yeah.
Let me in on the plan, fellas. That's all.
Right.
I don't ever want to hear what a monster Putin is ever the fuck again. That's all. Kill all them people you want to kill.
Yeah.
Take my money. I don't have no say in it. There is no candidate you're going to vote for who's going to say, we're not paying for this fucking mass slaughter. There's not one.
They're all bought and sold by them. APEC.
You're worried that Elon is sig-heiling? Do you think? Don't worry, Bill. He's going to support Israel.
Yeah, they all do.
Wait, why are you so worried he's sig-heiled? Are you afraid that Israel might not get unconditional support?
Yeah.
Oh, Trump's Hitler. Yeah, because remember how Hitler put on a kippah and kissed the Wailing Wall? You fucking morons. I'm not smart, okay? These are basic facts.
Yeah.
That you could look at. You don't look. You're right to not know jack shit as an American. I believe that in my heart. Don't fucking come at me like I didn't do my research, motherfucker. Like, don't act like you know. I don't care about your fucking emotions about this shit. And I don't want to walk you through the 5 stages of grief because I told you the truth about something.
Right.
That's really what it comes down to, right? If you tell people some shit they don't want to hear, and that's how again, 9/11. So in 20 years, it only took me 20 years to figure out maybe mistakes were made and worse.
Yeah.
So I'm not smart, but I don't understand why if I'm not smart, everybody else is just dumb. And that's where Now we can get into my conspiracies. They're doing something, okay?
Right.
It's the blue light off the screens. It's some kind of extra low frequency waves. They can bounce off the ionosphere. That's what HAARP can do, by the way. It's not controlling weather. You can't really, I don't believe that you control the weather or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they have weather control, but they do have weather weaponry. I know they have it because they made a treaty to not use it in the 70s.
Really?
Yeah, because we did it in Vietnam. We'd like flood them with fucking.
So we have that technology, and
it's called geoengineering.
Wow, is that chemtrails or is that separate?
Yes, it is chemtrails.
Wow.
So remember chemtrails, the thing that only a lunatic would believe in?
Right.
Those are contrails from the jets. Well, yeah, jets doing that are that, and if you want to do disinformation about a real thing that was going on, which we know from history they've done many times to American citizens. They dispersed bio shit over San Francisco. They hosed down black kids with some radioactive shit in Kansas City. That didn't come out till 2016. Okay? Dr. Fauci, that fucking hero, he did AZT experiments on foster black and Latino kids almost exclusively.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what Fauci did. AZT.
That's why he got pardoned.
Hey, remember? Oh, Magic Johnson's got the good AIDS. No, he stopped taking AZT.
Whoa. What the fuck?
Back in the 80s, and that's why that movie, Dallas Buyers Club, you know, the bad guy in the movie is Fauci. You know how liberals love that fucking movie? Or,
right.
They don't really see these movies. They just were like, oh, it's good. But,
yeah,
Fauci. In the 80s, we played the clips on Jimmy's show. All those gay groups were marching outside Fauci's office with his head on a stick, his bloody head on a stick.
Wow.
They crashed through the front doors of his office.
And this
of
is
the building.
The hero.
In the 80s. Okay? Now, how come nobody remembers that? Well, a lot of them are dead from AIDS now. Oh, Keyboard Jeff from the Comedy Store knew about Fauci. This is before anybody brought him. All of a sudden, every fucking dingbat yenta in New York loves Fauci. Oh, Dr. Fauci's a hero.
Yeah.
Why, bitch? Why is he a hero? He's a man on the TV that's a doctor. And that's very well. I'm doing Judy Gold. Dr. Fauci's a hero.
He is, yeah. Well, they just repeat, going back to what you said earlier, they repeat talking points that they hear on the TV.
Let me tell you about these experiments on these foster kids. They experiment on EZT. I think they did it like they just put it directly into them. Like they had like something crazy. Oh, fun fact, didn't bother to test if they had AIDS first.
Really?
And they're buried in some grave a mass grave in Yonkers or something now.
Wow.
And so you can look it up on YouTube. The Democracy Now, that chick with the crooked mouth, Amy Goodman.
Yeah.
So that used to be one of the lefty refuge news.
Democracy Now.
Like the people that knew Iraq was bullshit when I thought it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
We're all into I'm like, I don't watch commie fucking. And Aaron Mate, the guy, his thing that had that story about, he left because, so Amy Goodman reported on that. And you can find it's old, it's like 10 years old, the video. It's despicable what he did, okay? Now, come the pandemic, now, when I hear a story like that, I can't ever forget that story now, okay?
Right.
That's what I know about Fauci. I would never forget that story. So she's a respected NPR motherfucking journalist, right?
Yeah.
COVID comes around. Fauci's in charge of the mandatory emergency-approved vaccine that they didn't bother to test. Like they normally takes like 7 to 10 years of testing. I know that because Fauci said that when Trump was going to do Operation Warp Speed to get it done fast. He goes, it takes a lot. Whoa, slow down, Trump, because they didn't like Trump.
They didn't want him to do it.
And all Joanne Reed, I ain't taking that shit.
Yeah, everybody said that.
And then all of a sudden Biden says like, you better take it.
Damn,
it's amazing.
And they all fall in
Nobody
line.
remembers that shit? Okay.
Yeah. It's bullshit.
But I understand Bill not remembering it, okay? But not Amy Goodman of fucking Democracy Now, who knows this fucking Mengele motherfucker did that.
Yeah.
Like every time a story we covered for over the last 3 years, I remember them now because it's traumatic every day to learn about the news. It fucking sucks.
Yeah, it's depressing.
It's just upsetting, dude. But what's upsetting is not so much the news, but the level of like first of all, people don't know shit.
Yeah.
But then people think they know. That's worse.
Yeah, right. That's even worse. Is when they
You know less
they
than a
think
motherfucker that doesn't look at any news if you fucking watch regular news.
The confidence.
You're not informed. You're misinformed. They're the real.
And if I was being analyzed by some intel service, they would know that I have a need. I have that's my trigger and need to correct a thing. They have them all mapped out, like how to manipulate you.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And that's a very easy way to say something's outrageously wrong. And 9 times out of 10, I can't tell if you're fucking with me. Okay, like because and if you know how to sell me something that's wrong in the right amount of wrong, where I don't pick up it's a joke, which is like a lot of people could do. Well, you know what? I don't know. I'll be honest. I have no idea who's joking no more.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to tell.
I don't know. I'm just a blind man that wears sunglasses.
Yeah, yo. But thank you. Listen, man. Thanks for coming on. I could talk all day, but I think we gotta.
Do you condemn Hamas? That's why I'm here.
I condemn.
We don't have enough time. Actually.
Listen, man. I'd love to
I
answer
condemned
that.
them in 2006. I didn't keep sending them money and then complain when it blew up in my dumb face, did I? Yo, I bring it up to everybody, and now you're gonna see people trying to retcon history that didn't happen.
Right.
But it's too late. Fact is already Dave Smith. Look, I'm not very good. If you watch me talk, I'm not. I ramble quite a bit.
No, but you're great on this issue.
Yeah,
on every issue. Really.
I'm not. I'll tell you, Dave Smith, that motherfucker remembers all the homework footnotes. If that's what you need. I never believe people when they say that's what they need, though. I think it's like again. I don't want to know this shit. I'm prejudiced against Arabs and Muslims. I want to make that clear. I hope I made that clear.
Yeah.
Can we do this disclaimer?
Yeah. Let's.
Okay. I am
out there.
I only know about this because Jews told me.
Yeah.
Because I actually I'm from a Bible people family, so I'm imprinted to just trust Jews more than Arabs.
Yeah. Fuck.
I'm
Arabs.
sorry, but no. Listen, no. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry for the other thing, but people told me about shit like that, and why would I listen to? How does it help me to tell the truth about that? How does that help me? It doesn't. But now, how am I supposed to fucking? So that's why I said I would never do a debate. I would do a sit down with a Dennis Prager, and I want him to Dennis Prager University me into not knowing this.
Yeah.
You understand? I'm not debating anybody. I want you to. No, Kurt, it was all a dream. Oh, thank God. I thought a fucking terrible crime had happened.
No.
Assholes.
Yeah.
It's that fucking simple. And people trying to justify it with 9/11 reasoning, I know how you're thinking because I've thought that way. I'm very guilty of it. Dude, 20 years later, you're going to get 9/11 feelings? Fuck you. You're an idiot. These hardcore Islamists.
Yeah.
Remember Islamists, one of the worst things, you can't draw Muhammad?
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah. They'd kill you.
Because I wanted to make like remember that turtle you could draw and send it in to get a free correspondence school art course? Draw this turtle, it'd be on like a matchbook. I want to do it with Muhammad, but don't. They'll kill you.
Yeah, they will kill you.
What a bunch of babies. They'll kill you. And then, I lived through that you can't say women don't have dicks. And also, you can't call a fucking genocide a genocide.
Don't do that, yeah.
According to the law, that, by the way, I don't think it is. I think they're in a tough spot and they got to make up. I believe in Israel's right to choose. I want to stress that.
I believe in dropping bombs on babies.
Well, look.
Sometimes you got to.
No, Gaza is Israel's womb. And,
your body, your choice.
Your body, your
choice. Israel's choice. If Israel's got to make a tough call and go up in there and kill some kids to help their career, that's what they got to do.
That's a great way to end it, man. Thank you so much.
And you should pay for it.
And you got to pay for it. And tell people where they can find you.
Don't. I just talk like shit.
Okay, don't look for him.
Don't look for it, dude. He'll find you.
No, I'm against. Listen, I want to stress I'm a good person that's prejudiced against Arabs. Please. Can you please not twist my words? Okay? No I would never have listened to them. Jews told me this stuff.
Yeah.
Not just the ones telling on Israel, the ones on TikTok bragging about it.
Yeah.
That's the worst one. I already seen their reps come over here and go, well, Dresden.
Right, yeah.
Fuck you. Are you crazy? All right. Now you can end your podcast.